I'm going to show you how to delegate everything in your online business. Stick around to the end for a bonus tip that'll help you avoid a critical mistake and help you delegate 10 times faster. Now here's a trigger warning. I'm going to use the word systemize a few times. Some of you love the thought, for others it's a highly effective sleep aid. But here's the reason systems are so important. You need to document so you can delegate. I learned this the hard way. In my corporate career, I've always had large teams of people working with me and then eventually for me. I also accumulated a wide range of tech, marketing, and sales experience, so when I started my own online business as a side hustle, I was going to do everything. As the business started to get some traction, I hit a wall pretty quickly though. I was still working 50 hours a week in corporate and 30 on my online business. There wasn't nearly enough time for me to do everything my online business needed. I knew I had to hire and fast. I started looking for virtual assistants because that's what all the gurus said to do. I cover why that's a bad idea in another video. Nevertheless, that's what I did, and that's when the lack of systems hit me in the face. I had a couple of virtual assistants, but every time I asked them for something like, please build a lead magnet funnel, or please repurpose this piece of content, I either got back a load of basic questions or work that was way off base. It wasn't because the VAs were bad people, it was because I had no systems and processes to guide them. That's the balancing side of the equation of cost versus quality. Sure, if I hired a specialist at $100,000 a year, they could work completely independently and ask the right question to get me perfect output. But a VA charging $8 an hour like we all want typically doesn't have that ability. So how do you handle that without spending $500,000 a year on specialists? You systemize and document everything so that lower cost team members can deliver what you need. Make sure to watch to the end because there's a critical mistake you can avoid if you use the right strategy. So at this point, the standard guidance would be to define the essential systems of your business like traffic, marketing, and sales, then break those down into processes, procedures, and checklists. Boring, and unless you're already at 7 figures, you're probably missing many of the essential systems and processes anyway, so you wouldn't have anything to document. But think about the transformation of your days and results once everything in your business, from planning to content creation to promotions and support, is all documented and you're able to delegate some or all of those. It's the key for growing from time challenge creator to team leading CEO, to be able to stay in your zone of genius and working on CEO level activities 100% of the time. Instead of logging into Canva and spending 30 minutes trying to create graphics and schedule social media posts, what if you could just simply assign SOP number 137 to your team to go execute and hit add all the step-by-step instructions they needed to do that? How much faster could your business grow if you were free to focus all your time on strategy, core content, and converting your audience to customers? But how do you get everything systemized and documented, especially if you only have parts of your business up and running? Well, here's a secret all the cool kids in the 7-figure club already know. You don't need to create all your systems, processes, and procedures yourself from scratch. In fact, you shouldn't, even if you have all the free time in the world. Why? Well, let me ask you this. If you needed to build and launch a rocket, would you start writing all the processes and procedures from scratch? What if you could leverage NASA or SpaceX's proven systems instead? Wouldn't you rather start with and build on all the best practices from their experience, both the successes and the tragic failures they learned from? It's the same with online businesses. Your specific coaching, course, or membership content may be unique, and I hope it is, but you're not the first or even the 10,000th person creating a coaching course or membership business. Proven systems, processes, and procedures already exist for everything from the hundreds of steps to build a website, to the hundreds of steps to build a webinar, to the hundreds of steps to run an ad campaign, and everything else an online business needs. It's a prime example of what I talk about a lot in my content, shifting your default question from how do I do the task to who can I find to do the task for me? Who, not how. Now that you know documented systems, processes, and procedures exist, you can ask, who has these that I can leverage? One answer may be some of the courses and programs you've already invested in. Some will have a few SOPs or checklists, usually as bonuses that you can leverage. The challenge is they usually only cover a few things and you wind up with a haphazard set in different platforms and formats. The best answer right now is our system vault inside our Solo to Virtual CEO program. We acquire, build, and maintain a vault of hundreds of SOPs covering all aspects of online business. This is no easy task. In fact, it's a large investment. As you know, tools and techniques change all the time, and keeping the vault up to date is a major undertaking. But the results make it worth far more than the investment. Instead of a mediocre webinar funnel process, we leverage a world-class process. Instead of a basic content creation process and struggling to scale, we use a world-class content production process. We don't start from scratch. We start with the best we can find or acquire, then make it better. Then we share it with everyone in our programs. It's a double win for you. We take the systemizing and documenting burden off your shoulders, and we enable you to have everything systemized and delegated as quickly as possible. With pre-built systems, processes, and procedures, you can add new elements to your business very quickly. Want to add a new funnel type? Grab that process and assign it to your team to follow the instructions. You'll have efficiency and speed equal to or better than the top people in your niche so that you can compete. You can delegate almost all of your online business workloads so you can focus on CEO level activities. To learn more about how you can start leveraging our world-class systems, processes, and procedures to scale your coaching course or membership business, click the link below. We document so you can delegate.